Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this live training tonight. Now, tonight, I'm going to teach very simply how to hit 20K or more per month with only one offer. I'm going to break down for you very simply over the next couple of minutes what you truly need in order for you to hit your goals this year. I'm Mia Redrick, business and a life consultant. I got started in my company over a decade ago. I simply made the decision to go to work as myself. And I wanted to figure out how to take my background as a corporate trainer and my systems in motherhood and how does somebody somehow combine those things into a business in some way. And I didn't know how to do this. And maybe this is your story as well. Maybe you're trying to figure out what you can do to take what you know how to do as a whatever you're doing professionally, and you want to figure out how to take that knowledge, package that knowledge into a high ticket offering. Hey, Carla, good to see you. I'm so excited. And you are just trying to figure out what could this look like? Well, I'm going to break that down for you today. For those of you who have not met before, who are here for the very first time, it's nice to virtually meet you. And for those of you who have come back, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're here because this is going to be really good tonight. I've got, let me see here, about 10 or 11 things that I want you to think about. And I wanted to talk specifically about and get you to think about specifically how to hit 20K or more a month, right, with your knowledge, with only one offer. Because a lot of times people are making this way too hard. They're thinking they need a lot of products in order for them to hit their goals. And for a lot of people, having a 20K or more month, for years, $240,000 might be a good foundation, a good start for you. So I'm going to break it down for you. My only goal is to support you in moving this thought from a thought, right, into a reality, and for you to know that it is absolutely possible. As a result of me making the decision to honor the dream, the calling that was on my life, what happened for me was I went to a small business resource center and I was told that my idea, mom coaching, did not make any sense and that no one would ever pay me to do what I do today. And I kept looking for someone to help me. And I ended up bumping into a coach at a live event, and her model really changed my life. And it was the first time that I ever saw someone doing what I wanted to do. Okay. So maybe you're this way, that you have bumped into someone and you see what they're doing and you're like, man, that's what I want to do. I want to do it my own way. Well, that was me over 17 years ago. And I made a decision to invest in myself with her. I've worked with her for the last 17 years. Her models have changed my life. And as a direct result of me growing my business, working with her, one of the things that has happened for me is I created a business that has created tremendous time freedom. And I know that the reason that many of you who follow me want to build a business is, yes, certainly you want to have financial security, and that's important. And that means you want to grow a business that you can count on, right? But also, many of you also want to have a business that gives you back more time, because a lot of the women that I work with are already, they're smart, they're sharp, they're successful already. Many of them have businesses. Some of them are entrepreneurs. Some of them are not. Many of them are already six-figure plus earners, and they're trying to figure out, how do I get my time back? How do I not only have financial security, but how do I have control over the moments in my life, right? That I get to decide to do the things that I want to do without having to answer to anyone else. And I know I'm talking to you. I get it. Well, I can tell you this, as a direct result of me growing my business, I was able to stand in the gap for my family. My husband developed kidney disease over 11 years ago and went on dialysis. And I don't know what you guys know about that therapy, but it's very aggressive. And I remember that was a scary time for us. My kids were 6, 9, and 11. And it was really terrific for me that I could be there for my kids during that time, but also that I could be there for my husband, because I had the most important thing. I owned my time. And because I had built a business that was there for me, I could show up for my husband in amazing ways. Let me share this with you, that we were able to hire for my husband a private physician outside of standard care that most people have. And this is important because he got an elevated level of care. A lot of times people talk about their businesses only from the lens of money, money, money. Money is a tool. Okay, let's be clear. And when you build a business where money is no longer a concern, you can show up for your family in different ways. You have access to other opportunities. So even if you have what we would call a crisis, it's not experienced the same way for you because you have different options. And I want you guys to hear my heart on this. Does that make sense? All right. Because I think sometimes people talk so much about money and success and being an entrepreneur that it's so superficial that it doesn't matter. What's relevant is if you want to be this mom and you want to be home and see your child off to school, or you want to be that first person to pick them up at the end of the day, right? Then you want to build a business that allows you to have greater quality of life. And if that's what is important to you, then you're going to love my lives, because I will tell you, I don't do a lot of talking here about, a flashy cars or, or traveling the world for the sake of just talking about it. I live my life. I live a very quality life. Hey, Sheila. But the fact of the matter is, the thing that matters most to me is that I have both time and money to be available for the things that matter the most to me. And I know that the folks that follow me, that's one of the things that matters to you. Now, today, what I'm going to talk about very simply, I'm going to hop on this right now, and that is how to hit 20K or more a month. And I'm going to break this down in a really simple way. And you only need one offer. And I understand that many times you've probably heard tons of people telling you to have 2 or 3 different offers. What I'm telling you tonight, I'm telling you, you only need one offer. It's what I teach my clients. You don't need 10 offers. You don't need 5 offers. You don't need tons of upsells and downsells. You don't. Okay. And maybe, just maybe, that's the thing that's been getting in the way for you. Maybe it's just the thing that's confusing you. Maybe it's the reason why nothing in your business has priority, because you're treating everything the same. So first of all, I want you to just pause right now, unlearn some of the things that aren't working for you, and just try something on new. Okay. So if you're ready, okay, I'm ready. And I do think that if you're ready, you should say you're ready. And if you're watching the replay, all right, make sure that you're right. I'm ready, okay? Because you got to be ready to receive a powerful message. And I can tell you that this is going to be a powerful message. Hi, Pamela. Good to see you. So who's ready? All right. If you're ready, I want you to write, I'm ready. And I'm just going to break this down. I'm going to share with you my journey and show you how I hit my first $20,000 so over a decade ago, and the reality, how I did it, right? How I did it. And it's not what you think. It's not what you think, Maria. So Carla says she's ready. And let's see, Teresa says she's ready. That's a great shot of you. Maria says she is ready. Sheila is ready. Always ready. You always ready, because you're amazing. Carla, did I say you were ready? You're ready. Okay, you guys. Pamela is ready. My mom's name is Pamela. Madeira is ready. Rhonda with an O is ready. What great lipstick that is, Rhonda. Okay. And I'm so excited that you guys are ready. Okay, so let's just jump in. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you're engaged, because you get so much more out of these lives by being engaged, truthfully. All right, here's the first thing. The first thing I want you to know, if you want to hit 20K or more months with only one offer, this is what I want you to know. Write this down, okay? Write this down. The first thing is, you don't need a fancy website at all. You don't even need a website to sell a high ticket product. Now, when I'm talking about a high ticket product, which is what I teach my clients to do. Hey, Valerie, good to see you. When I'm talking about a high ticket product, I mean a product that you sell for $2,500 or more. Okay. So we're talking about a product that you sell for $2,500 or more. Most of my clients sell their products for or more. So the first thing you have to understand is that you don't need a website. Okay, you certainly don't need a fancy website. I know this is radical, and you don't need even any kind of website at all. One of my clients, I'll just share this with you, and it's one of her testimonials. Her name's Audra. When she first started working with me, and she closed her first $48,000 contract, literally following the formula of knowing how to package and value what it is that she was offering, and understanding that people wanted to work with her not because she had this great website or anything like that, but because of the results that she knew how to create and that she could properly communicate to the person that was interested in working with her. As a direct result of understanding that, she could stand in her value and communicate very clearly, very succinctly, what kind of transformation she could bring to her audience. So if she didn't have a website, right? She didn't have anything that was fancy at all to give the client, but what she did have was the truth. And the truth was that she had the ability to create a result for her ideal client. And I want you guys to hear me on this, because I know you've been taught, and this is a little radical. I know you've been taught, get your branding done, get those logos done, get that website out, and therefore all these clients are going to come flooding in. And I'm sure that many of you that are following me here right now have great websites, and no one has run your cash register, signed up for your list, bought your programs from those websites. Am I right? Right? So what I'm telling you is that you've got to observe the masses and do the opposite. And it's what I teach my clients to do. The fact of the matter is, people are not buying from you because of a website. Okay? They're not. You don't need that. What you need to do is understand how to say who you are, what you do, and who you serve. You need to understand the transformation that you bring to the table, and to be able to properly communicate that value to your audience. That's what allows your ideal clients to say yes. So the first thing I need you to understand, if you want to hit 20K or more a month with only one offer, is to stop tricking yourself into doing business like people who do not make money. Okay? I close all the time. And most of the people who work with me have never, ever gone to my webpage at all. Okay. In fact, many of you who are here right now, you've never gone to my website. Okay. But you see me here all the time, right? And you engage with me. Many of you have signed up for my programs, signed up for my live events, bought my coaching. Why? Because you like what I'm saying. You like what I'm communicating to you. You like the value, the transformation. You've seen the proof. That's the truth, guys. I'm breaking it down. Number two. The second thing I want you to understand is that if you want to hit $20,000 or more with only one offer, you do not need anything that's complicated. You don't need a complicated funnel. Okay. You don't need any kind of complicated methods to get your clients to come to you. When I tell you the number of people who have told me that someone said, look, first thing you got to do is get this person to buy this thing for $27. And then after they do that, get them to buy this other thing for $47. And then once they do that, get them to buy this other thing for $97. And then once they do that, get them to buy this other thing for $250. And then after they do that, nurture them in some kind of sequence. And then invite them to something else. No, give them 3 videos, right? And let them watch those 3 videos. No, once you do that, then give them this ebook and let them do that. You don't need anything complicated in order for you to close clients. And maybe, just maybe, listen, okay? For understanding, maybe, just maybe, the thing that's getting in your way is that you're making it harder. Do you understand that the reality is that sometimes when we don't know what to do, or sometimes the advice that we get from people, it's easy if I get you to do all the work, then I don't have to do any work for you, right? Imagine if I tell you, you got to write a bunch of ebooks, if you got to do a bunch of video sales letters, you've got to, if I tell you you've got to do all these things, then, and you don't do those things because, quite frankly, sometimes they're hard. Sometimes you don't have the tech background, or, you just get frustrated with the whole process. Then you never get to see or realize the goal that's at hand. What if you don't need all of that? I show my clients in literally like 2-3 steps, 1, 2, 3, how you can have that ideal client say yes to you in some way for your call to action, whether it's buying your products, whether it's signing up on your list, whether it's showing up for your webinar, and none of it is complicated, okay? Are you guys with me? Are you with me? Okay. If you're with me, I want you to write, I'm with you. And if you're getting value, I want you to say, I'm getting value, Mia, because one of the reasons I wanted to come on here today is this is the thing that I hear over and over again. These people have got so many complicated methods to try to get clients to come to them, and they're not directly ever offering their services because they're so busy building these things with the hope that the client will come, in opposed to the most direct methods, Maria, of getting directly in front of their audience. So Maria writes, I am getting value, right? And I love that. Anyone else getting value? Pamela says, I'm with you. And Carla says, oh my God, I'm with you, whole receiving value. And then Dawn Simmons, hey Dawn, good to see you. She says value. And is it Etika? Itika, I'm with you with that cute picture. How about that? And Sheila says, definitely with you, always receiving value. Hey, like mine. How about that? Carla, wow, okay. And Val says, you always bring value, and it's truth. I never talk about my website. Do you ever talk about your website? You know, your funnel, you've got a funnel. It's a simple funnel, okay? Dawn says, I'm exhausted. And Rhonda writes, getting value and I'm ready. Okay. This is so important. And I wanted just to come on here tonight, just to kind of pull back the layers. Okay. Because it doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, I have a client who was closed between the business she's closed for herself and her partner in a relatively short period of time working with me. New client, Michelle. She closed over $90,000, but no website. Okay, when I'm telling you guys, no website, no complicated funnel. Okay, no website, no complicated funnel. All right, and you got to get that. Because sometimes when we do all of these steps, and it's just exhausting, and it takes you further away from that client cycle. It takes you away from being able to be directly in front of that client, to be able to share your talents and your gifts and the transformation that you could provide. Number 3. Okay, you don't really need to use ads to grow your business early on in your business. So let me break this down, okay? Because I use ads, okay? And I don't use ads. I use them and I don't use them. Here's the thing. When I first started my business, like the first 6, 7 years, I never ran any ads at all. Like literally, okay? Like at all. And we're talking about hitting your first 20K. You do not need to use ads. Now, ads are a great thing, and I love them. However, you do not have to use ads in order for you to grow your business. In fact, the examples that I just mentioned, Michelle and Audra. Audra sells $48,000. There was no ad involved. Michelle sells over $90,000 for herself. And between she and her partner, there were no ads, okay? I see clients all the time who close because they understand, more importantly, the value of the transformation that they provide. And they're able to clearly communicate that to their ideal clients. So when they have an opportunity to get in front of people who need their services, those individuals, because if you're clear about what you offer, then the person that needs what you have is clear about how you can help them solve their problem. And quite frankly, the thing that gets in the way, okay, is that most of you are not clear on what it is that you do and who you serve and how you deliver value for your clients. And when I tell you that, I probably spend the majority of my time, particularly with my new clients, helping them to understand what they truly bring to the table and how to properly communicate that so that their ideal clients are saying, wow, I got that problem, you've got that solution, and I need you. See, the disconnect in folks working with you isn't that you can create the result. It likely is your ability to communicate the kind of results that you deliver. Does this make sense? All right. It's sometimes it's not the big things, guys. Sometimes it's the little things. I'm going all in today. Number four. Oh my goodness, this is good. You do not need to be on every platform, right? So that you can be in front of your audience. And I know that people have told you this, and I know that you've seen top mentors and coaches everywhere, right? Facebook, Instagram, Periscope's going away this month, YouTube, Clubhouse. You see people all over the place, right? And more, okay? And you maybe are thinking, man, how am I going to do this? How am I going to be everywhere? Or maybe you've tried being everywhere. Maybe right now you're in the morning, you're on Clubhouse, and in the evenings you're on Facebook Live, and in the afternoons you're doing Instagram, and you are tired. You don't see any real growth. People aren't necessarily buying from you, and you can't figure it out because you're like, I'm visible, I'm everywhere, but why is this not working? Because it has nothing to do with that. Literally, Facebook is my primary platform of choice. I come on typically twice a week is my preference. And I'm not everywhere. I someone invited me to Clubhouse. I haven't yet done a Clubhouse. Maybe one day I'll do a Clubhouse, but it's not on my list of things to do. Instagram, I'm never on Instagram. LinkedIn is my professional network. I like it. I'm not really on LinkedIn in terms of posting or doing anything. I don't feel you have to be everywhere in order for you to have success. You actually need to be in front of the right audience. And to be in front of the right audience, the first question you must always ask yourself is, are the results that I provide? What is the transformation that I provide? And where is the majority of my audience that needs that? Okay. The reason that people are on so many platforms, quite frankly, fishing, right? That's what I call it. It's like fishing, right? Is because if any of you guys like to fish, right? And I come from a fishing family, you know how it is. It's like you get up early in the morning, and my family, we would get up at 4:30 in the morning. We get in the car at 6 o'clock in the morning. We're out, or earlier, with poles in the water, right, waiting for the fish. Now, what happens once the sun hits and they're not biting anymore? What happens? Then everybody wants to go move, find a shadier place. That's what this whole think of going on these social media platforms is like. It's like, oh, the sun's come out. Now go over here. Oh, no, the sun's go over here because now the fish aren't coming out because there's too much sun, right? What I want you to understand is that if you want to control the audience, control your message. Okay, this is like, just look, you want to control the audience. You don't let the audience come to you. You control the message. All right. So if you've got a great message, if you deliver amazing results for people and you have evidence of what that looks like, if you have the ability to communicate what you do in a very clear, value-driven way, your ideal audience is going to come to you and they're going to stay with you. They're going to follow you. They're going to be with you. You are not going to have to go chasing them, but instead they are going to come to be with you because of the value you add. I hope somebody hears me. Now, if this has resonated in any way, okay, I want you to write me, this resonates, right? I want you to get this, right? The reality is I'm not getting up each and every day thinking, oh, what I got to do is be in a crowd of 1,000 people fishing, right? Oh, the sun's out. Let me go over here to Instagram and go fishing. Okay. And I'm going to break that down some more later. Oh no, let me get over here to Facebook and I'm going to go fishing so I don't want to work with everyone. Okay. My ideal clients, they come to me, they resonate with me for very specific reasons. 1, they want truth. 2, they want authenticity. 3, they want the transformation that I consistently provide to my audience. And I'm using myself as an example. I want you to think about you. They want a value-driven message. They want someone that's not going to waste their time, that's not selling them. Can I say baloney? Baloney. Okay. They want the truth. All right. And so you need to ask yourself, what does your audience want from you? Because when you become known for whatever it is that you do, right, the results that you do, your audience will follow you wherever you are. They'll be wherever you are. And you do not have to be everywhere. The other thing that you need to remember about all of these platforms, Linda writes, I hear you. Okay. Is that, you know what? The money is in the replay. People are going to be following you. They're going to watch your lives. They'll be there forever as long as you keep them up. And so it's not about this vanity marketing. So vanity marketing is when our egos say, the more people that surround us, the more successful we are. maybe. Okay. Somebody pull out their calculator. If you're going to pull out your calculator, I'm going to give you a small math problem tonight. Just pull out your calculator. Let me know who has their calculator, and I want to prove this to you. Etika says, control the message. You'll control the audience. That's powerful. And Sheila says, resonates. And Linda with the great haircut says, I hear you. Dawn says, I get this. And then someone on Facebook writes, it's so true. I'm not for everybody. All right. Okay. And then outlaw vanity marketing, right? So here's the thing. Vanity marketing is one of those things where, it's an ego stroke, right? Like imagine that you show up somewhere and there's 1,000 people there, and it's, and it feels really great because you're surrounded. It's 1,000 people. But does it really matter? I asked, do you have your calculator? If you're watching the replay, somebody pull out the calculator. Valerie, she says, ready with the calculator. All right. So I want to ask this, okay? So imagine that you have 1,000 people in the audience. So the first number is 1,000. You have 1,000 people in the audience, all right? But okay, and you're everywhere, right? So let's assume you have 1,000 or more people in an audience. And imagine that you are going to make an offer to 1,000 people in the audience, okay? Now, in this audience, because it's a big audience and you don't really know where they came from or what they want, you make an offer that's a general offer because you want the majority of people to say yes, okay? So what happens if you make an offer for $27? Let's say you sell your book or an ebook or some e-course, and you decide, I'm going to get them all to sign up. Okay, well, we know everyone doesn't sign up, but let's just play along. All right, so $27 times 1,000. Really easy, guys, okay? $27 times 1,000. What do you get? What do you get? $27 times 1,000. Okay, and I'm waiting for the number. Come on, play with me. And if you're watching the replay, pull out your calculator too. You'll get great value from seeing this. All right. Okay. All right. So what is the number? If you multiply, that's right. So 27,000. Okay. So imagine you make $27,000. Wow. If 1,000 people, you're surrounded. Now it feels good, right? You got 1,000 people that just gave you $27,000. Wow. And you, in exchange for your course, your ebook, right? Your short-term solution for them. All right. Now I want you to take the same thought, okay? And I'm going to give you a smaller audience, okay? And let's say I give you an audience of 5 people. 5 people. Okay. And let's say 5 people, and you sell to those 5 people something for $7,000. Okay. So 5 people buy $7,000, something from you for $7,000, right? Okay. So 5 people, $7,000. What is that? Okay. So really simple. 5 people bought something from you for $7,000. So what number do you get? All right. Play along with me. Okay. All right. I'm waiting. 5 people at $7,000. Okay. So you get $35,000, right? So you get $35,000, all right? So now I want you to think about this for a minute. So imagine that you get 5 people, they invest $7,000 in your high ticket offering, okay? And you make $35,000. And then for the 1,000 people, you're surrounded though, okay? And they buy something from you for $27. Because you can't get to know all of them right then, right? Like 27 people. How do you pre-qualify these people? So you give them something that's more generic, okay? Right, Legine? You give them something more generic, right? Legine, Sheila, Marie, right? Etika, you give them something more generic. And now let me ask you, is it easier for you to service 5 people at the highest level who are investing $7,000, or is it easier for you to deliver higher level service to 1,000 people at $27? I'm just asking you, okay? Is it easier? Who's going to get the highest level result based on their investment, based on the number of people, based on your ability to create intimacy with them and help them, support them with getting the results, right? Are you going to be able to help that person the 1,000 more or the 5 individuals? I'm just saying, think about it in terms of a high ticket product. And all I'm trying to do is get you to think outside of the box, right? Because we've been taught, right, that we need to have these big numbers in order for us to hit our goals, but you don't really need that. So Valerie says, I'll take 5 people at 7K, right? That's the reality of what that looks like. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that people make. Imagine that you're smart, you're sharp, you're talented, you're gifted, but you undervalue your intellect. And the reason that you're undervaluing your intellect is because what you're doing is you're taking what you know, and instead of giving someone full value, you're giving them a small version of what you know, like, right? And saying it's $27. And if I experience it and it doesn't change my life or my world, then I associate you, the $27 offer, with that's the transformation you provide. Now, am I going to invest any more with you? No, I'm not. Because it didn't change my life or my world. Conversely, if you're working only with 5 people, I don't know, a month, and you're charging $7,000 because of the level of intimacy, because they're getting your full solution, because they're getting your system, because they're getting your time, because you can answer their questions, they're going to get greater results. So I only say this to you because tonight we're talking about how to hit 20K or more a month, right? With only one offer. And it's how I've grown my business. It's what I teach my clients to do. I have never been this person that has been surrounded with like gazillions of people, but the right people. And I've had the ability to create tremendous results for my clients because of the intimacy. And I want you to think differently. I know the light bulbs are coming on. This is good. Number 5, you don't need to be the person doing everything in your own business, okay? Now, if you want to hit 20K or more a month, one of the things that's going to be really important is that you wrap your head around this idea that you have to leverage your time via outsourcing, whether that's hiring an assistant, a secretary, an executive assistant, a project manager, but that you understand that you need to be doing things that a person that earns 20K or more a month does. And a lot of times the reason that we don't end up hitting our goals has nothing to do with skill, ability, or anything. It has to do that you're spending your time doing the wrong things. So if you're this person and you're always trying to set up the email or set up the back end or get the website going if you've got one, or load pictures on Facebook or post social media posts, or you get yourself caught in the minutia, it is the reason why the business is at the place of minutia. Now, if you want to shift and you want to get to a place where you're having 20K or more months with only one offer, then your focus must be on how to monetize in your business, how to get in front of that ideal client, how you can change and grow so you can show up in the business as a person that will attract your ideal clients. And you can't do that if you're spending all your time doing the things that you could invest maybe $10 an hour, $7 an hour, $5 an hour, right, via outsource and have somebody else do. And I wanted to have this conversation with you because I know you even told me, but I already know that if you're not where you want to be financially, it's probably also due to the way you spend your time. I know this to be true. Like when I got started in my business, guys, years ago, my only goal was to be free. And I decided that whatever time I was putting in my own business, I would hire a VA, a virtual assistant, to match my hours. And so that was it. So if I put in 6 hours in my business, then I hired someone to match my 6 hours. I understood time leverage, and I began to outsource the things that didn't make sense for me to do in my business, the things that nobody else in my company could do, right? There's some things that I do in my company that I'm the only person that does them, or it is my highest and best skill, right? If I can be in front of a client, consulting them, teaching them how to write their books, or showing them how to market in a certain way, or teaching them how to package a product, their intellect as a course, or in their consulting business, or for licensing. Or if I can show a client how to sell, how to close a big deal, that's a higher use of my talent. So why would I spend my time, even though I have a clear talent, trying to load a PowerPoint, which I'm not good at? So if I go to try to load a PowerPoint, I would still be loading the PowerPoint right now. See, sometimes we don't get to earn where we desire because we aren't spending our time in our genius zone. You need to ask yourself this: are you spending time doing the things that you're a genius at? Not from an ego perspective, but the flat truth of the matter is the people are going to pay you for your brilliance. And if you don't show up in your brilliance because you're doing the things you're less brilliant at, it's the reason why you're not making 20K or more a month. Look, you're welcome. Okay. I just wanted to break this down because this is definitely one of those things that sometimes people can't figure out why they don't earn more. A lot of times when I'm working with my clients, particularly my mastermind clients, and I will pull back for them, like what they're doing, how they're spending their time. And it's so funny because the more they start to engage others in doing the smaller things in their business that they should not be doing, it's interesting how their revenue always jumps up. Why? Because they're spending their time in their brilliance. Bankroll your brilliance by spending time doing the things that make you brilliant. And don't spend time doing the things that slow you down, that don't allow you to get in front of your clients. You get paid for creating amazing results. I don't get paid to create PowerPoint. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can get you there without a PowerPoint, actually. Okay, that's the reality. Okay, number 6. Okay, number 6. Look, here's the other thing. If you wanted 20K or more with only one offer, this is what you do not have to do. And I know that you've been told to do this over and over again, and you've been told this by the best over and over again. I've heard it. Okay. And that is, you don't need to hustle and grind to hit this business. You do not need to hustle and grind. Now, I decided for myself that I never related to hustle and grind as a lifestyle. Now, we have moments, let's be clear, that we have to hustle. Okay, there's sometimes you got to do things, right? But when hustle and grind becomes the mentality, and it's the way you live and the way you build your business, you have built a toxic culture, okay, for yourself, for your work. And I decided for myself that I did not want to build a business that felt like a job. I wanted to build a business that was based on what I call ease and grace. And I literally decided when I started my company years ago, I was like, look, hustle and grind, that's what I left. I know what 60 to 80 hours a week look like. I know what it's like not to control my time. I'm not interested in that. I want to build a business based on ease and grace, meaning that I want the models to be so powerful that they create more freedom for me in my time, that I have more time. Right? I have more time to do what I love to do. I wanted to create models of my business, financial models that allowed me to engage leverage. And I'm going to talk about that in a few, but that allowed me to leverage my time, allowed me to leverage my skill set, my intellect, right? That allowed me to write licensing deals, that allowed me to understand that it is not just about, you know, the song, the beat's gonna be off, right? Work, 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 work. Is that right? Is that what she said? Work, work, work. I think that's what she says. Okay, I think it's a Rihanna song. I might have this wrong, okay? Because I can be sometimes not as hip as I think I am. But you get the idea, right? It's not about that. It actually is about doing less really incredibly well. And I wish that there are, in some cultures, and for a lot of times in a lot of teaching, people are taught that if you aren't working twice as hard, twice as long for the rest of your life, you aren't working. But it's not sustainable, right? It's the reason why so many people don't understand what quality of life is. It's the reason why so many people have hypertension issues, the overweight, right? Right, you know what I'm saying? They build a business that they absolutely don't like. They're stressed out of their mind. You build a business to get yourself free, Okay. You build a business to create freedom. Financial freedom is, yes, monetary freedom, but financial freedom is a freedom that gives you different kind of options with how you live. I mean, the reality is I work about 6 hours a week servicing my clients. Is it even 6 hours? I don't think it is actually. Tuesday, my call is about 2 hours, 2.5 hours on Tuesday. And Wednesday, my call is, Valerie, what would you say that call is? An hour and a half, 2 hours. Okay. All right. So maybe it's 5 to 6 hours a week. That's my commitment for my work. Okay. And that's what I want for you guys. I want you to understand it's another way to live. And a lot of times we keep listening to these people and we keep glamorizing this life that will make you sick inside your heart, you know what I'm saying, inside your body. There's a better way to live, and it's called ease and grace. You can build a business based on freedom, leveraging your knowledge and your intellect. And you're going to have to unlearn and unknow a lot of the toxic things that maybe generationally you've been taught as it relates to how to learn and how to earn. It's really true. I'm breaking it down for you. You know, the reason I always like to be honest about it is because not many people understand this. And I always say, this is my gift, right? Like, this is what I teach my clients. It's my gift. It's my gift. It's my gift because someone taught me the importance of understanding that time is a tremendous asset. You don't get to have more time. You can buy someone's time, but there are only 24 hours in a day, no matter how wealthy you are. That's the reality. And a lot of people don't have a respect for time. And that's why they continue to waste their time, or they continue to think that tomorrow is promised, or they continue to, build their business in a way that's saying, I'm gonna hustle for 5 years. You don't know if you have 5 years, okay? And what I see is most people 3 to 5 years, they're not even in business because the model suffocates them. And I'm just breaking this down. I hope this supports somebody here. All right. Oh, was that Rihanna? Okay, awesome. Okay, I just want to break it down. Today I'm talking about how to hit 20K a month, okay, with only one offer. And I just mentioned that you do not need to hustle and grind. You actually need a model that's based on leverage. And if you don't know about that, you need to work with someone. I'm a great choice, but there are many people. You need to work with someone that understands and builds their business based on leverage. And I always say, my teachers, you can't teach me if you're not free. I didn't have one teacher. There's not one mentor that I've ever had coach me that wasn't free, because I'm not interested in that. I wasn't interested in building a business like a job. I wasn't interested in building a business where I was away from my family. I wanted to build a business that allowed me to date my husband in the middle of the day. So I needed to understand the different models that were available to me, and not understand that sometimes we just don't seek the unknown, right? Because we're so conditioned by these toxic beliefs of working harder and harder forever. And it's exhausting just saying it. Number 7. Oh, okay. If you want to hit 20K or more a month with only one offer, you do not need to copy, steal, or cheat from others. Okay. I'm going to break this down. Like, I'm sharing my journey. Okay. And I built my business not copying, not stealing, not cheating from others. Never. Not one time. It's not my thing. I'm not into it. I built my business being authentic. I built my business telling my story. I built my business sharing the transformation first I created for myself, and other people wanted to know, how did you do that? I built my business by that. Okay. And from that, that's it. I didn't build my business studying what somebody said and said, let me do that. When I have mentors and coaches, and I do have some great ones, my mentors and coaches, what they share with me is precious to me. Okay. I always think of it like this. I think, like, first of all, there are very few people in your lifetime that ever change your life, right? There are very few people that ever share anything with you that changes your life forever. That's it. Don't you understand that? That's just the truth, right? My husband is amazing, but I'm like, did Patrick change my life? Now we've changed, we've done great things together, but I can't say that there's something he taught me that's changed my life forever. Okay. Although we have an exceptional relationship, but I've got some mentors that have taught me some things that have changed my life forever, the whole trajectory of my life. I mean, I was destined to work 40, 50 hours a week. I was going to be that girl in that corner office that was going to win those clear glass awards engraved every single year because I'm amazing in what I do and what I did. Okay. I was going to have the rubber plant corner office, but I was going to suffocate like that. And I met a woman who pulled back the layers, who unselfishly shared with me a system on how to build my business properly. And as a result of that, I've been able to build a business where money is no longer concerned and to be the kind of mom I wanted to be because I needed time to do that. I'm breaking this down. I've had introductions to another mentor, a man who has taught me marketing at the highest level, one of the most amazing coaches ever, who's literally showed me not what could work, but what does work. See, the thing is, people don't have to change your life. And most of us are so accustomed to the hype that we do not understand truth when we see it up close and personal. And I'm going to tell you this, if you want to 20K or more a month, okay, with only one offer, one of the things that's going to be really important is you have got to make sure that you have authentic people in your world teaching you what's real. All right. And I break this down. And the folks that have taught me over the years, they didn't copy, steal, or cheat from others. They share what they know. They share what they're doing. And the one thing that really resonated with me was like, if you're not free, you can't teach me. You cannot tell me you're going to help me get free and you're traveling all over the world and you're never home. Okay. Because I didn't want that life. I'm not against it. But that wasn't what I wanted. So I decided that I wanted mentors that were free, truly free. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That, I value being married and I value being a mom. And so I wanted to have mentors who valued those things too, and who could show me how to maximize that experience, leverage my intellect. You know what I mean? Like, squeeze all the juice there is out of life. That's what I wanted. And that's what I got. So I hope that this has helped you in your mindset. See, a lot of times what people are teaching folks, it's like, look at the 5 people, 10 people that you like the most and copy them, steal what they've got. Right? Are you kidding me? Right? Cheat, steal, rob. How can you ever expect blessings from that? I think when people copy with other people too, it makes you insecure. But imagine conversely, just being yourself and sharing what you know how to do based on what you've already done, the results that are already inside of you. And I want to tell you that you are enough. You do not need to Google search another thing. You do not. Your answers, right? What you've already gone through, what you've been through is an answer for someone else, right? Who hasn't gotten there yet. I hope this helps you. Number 8, you don't need a large audience to sell high ticket. I just broke this down for you earlier with the example. You do not. Okay. And that's the magic of selling things that are high ticket. It's my specialty. It's what and only what I teach my clients how to do. I have never sold low ticket things as my primary offer ever. Okay. Ever in 17 years. I have never done that. Okay. And when I tell you this, I'm speaking from my heart. I was never a low ticket coach. I just never sold anything for low ticket because I knew the value of what I was bringing. And I show my clients how to put together their packages properly and how to value them so that the client that needs what you have understands the value of what they're getting. And if you don't know how to do this, that's probably what's gotten in the way. It's the reason you've been undervaluing and underselling what you're doing. I mean, when I tell you the number of people that I meet who have been told, take your thought leadership, your expertise, all these years of experience, and then put it in some kind of mini course and sell it. Just do it on a beta. Sell it for $1,000, right? And see what happens. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. What's going to happen is you're going to be working hard as heck to find more people like that. What if you decided that less was more, that if you could support a smaller demographic with a higher level of result, right? What if you knew how to take what you were doing and structure that in such a way that it really delivered its promise? It would be a game changer for you. It would position you as the obvious choice, something I teach my clients. It will position you because you would be the person creating results versus the person selling a program. Is this making sense? Are you guys, I want to check in for a minute. If this is making sense, I want you to write, this is making sense, okay? And today, if you're just joining me, I am so fired up. I am talking about how to hit 20K a month with only one offer. And I'm breaking it all the way down. I'm just pulling back the layers. And my only goal is to support you in thinking differently today, because I think a lot of times we haven't heard the truth. No one's told us, okay, quite frankly, because maybe sometimes the people that we go to, maybe they don't know themselves, right? So that's the only reason, or maybe they're just keeping it all to themselves. But I know you guys follow me. I always like to I just like to share with you what I know works, and not only what's worked for me, but also what has worked for my clients that I should teach the exact same thing to. Linda says this is making a lot of sense. And Carla says, I'm shivering because this is so powerful. And Valerie says, this is making sense. Thank you. I appreciate you. And Dawn says, this is making sense. Awesome. Well, I wanted to make sure that I created a connection with you guys so that you get this. So you don't need a large audience in order for you to sell high ticket. And that's super important for you to understand. And that's one of those things that that in and of itself is a relief, right? Because maybe you're thinking like, I need 100 people to come on this thing, or I need 200 people to come on that. And in order for you to hit your goals, and you really don't. It's small numbers. It's so that you can deliver amazing value and results for your ideal clients. Number 9. Oh, number 9 is good. You don't need fame to be high paid in your industry. Now, listen, if you want to hit 20K or more with only one offer, you don't need to be famous, okay, to sell high ticket. If you want to be highly paid, what you do not need to be famous to sell high ticket. So like sometimes I hear people say things to me like, well, Mia, I'm new at this, right? And like it might be someone that has 20 years of experience, and they'll say, but I'm new in this business. And because I'm new, I'm going to charge, $20,000. I mean, not $20,000. I'm going to charge $200 an hour, or, $75 an hour, even worse, or something like that, right? Because of their mindset. They believe that because they're new in business that they discount all of those years of experience, and you just don't have to do that. And understanding the step-by-step system that I teach my clients on how to package and value your price, like what you're bringing to the table, is super important so that you don't leave money on the table. You don't have to be famous to charge high ticket. Not at all. I certainly wasn't. And my clients the same. And we've all understood that what clients are investing in is not fame. They're investing in your system because it's transformative and it can change your life. And it all starts with you understanding what you really have in your hands, because sometimes we don't know what we have in our hands. So because we don't know what we have, we don't know how to value what we have, we undervalue it. That's why the price is low. There's a formula that I get my clients to go through step by step, where they come to understand why the price is the price. Now, you might come up with $20,000 that you should offer whatever it is for, right, that you're offering based on my formula. Now, you have the decision if you want to charge $2,000 for it, okay, but the value is $20,000. Imagine that most entrepreneurs who are in business do not know why the price is the price. They do not know why they're charging what they're charging. So is it possible to have confidence to stand in your value when you actually don't know your value? I think that's probably the biggest issue, and the thing that gets in the way of people having $20,000 or more months with one offer. And it's the reason why most people sell the downsell, right? Because if you've got something you're selling for 10 grand and something you're selling for $150 and something you're selling for $47, your self-esteem is always going to believe, right, that it's easier to sell that thing as $47 and $150, right? Because then people can't tell you no. But when you understand the value of that high ticket offer and why that price is the price, you can no longer unknow this. And I tell you all the time, my clients will tell me like, Mia, I'm going to charge this price, and I'll help them understand what the price is. We had a scenario I mentioned to you guys maybe a week or so ago, a client who was going to sell what she had for $15,000. she had a meeting, and and I we talked about it. She realized the value of what she was bringing to the table should have been at least 40,000. And she had a meeting coming up, and she said, "Yeah, I'm okay discounting at 15,000," because in her mind she was like, "Well, that's still high ticket, right? 15,000. I'm not okay with this." But given the time and all of it, just didn't make sense for her to do it that way. And once she was able to walk through my formula and really see what she was giving them, and to have that ability to communicate that value to the client, now that's what she's selling this for. $40,000. We were literally on the call on this past Tuesday. Some of you guys, I don't know if anybody here was there. If you were here and you heard it, then, and I'm not saying, because I'm not going to make anything up, right? But if you were on the call on Tuesday and you heard it, if you wouldn't mention that you heard it, it's great. So now she's got this opportunity. She's so excited about $40,000. And she was going to sell it for 15,000. Why? Because, see, she wasn't lowering her price because they needed to have the price lowered. She was lowering the price because she actually didn't know how to stand in her value. And once she was able to walk through this formula, she's a new client, and I walked her through it, then she understood why the price is the price. So she could communicate that to the client. Maybe, just maybe, that's the thing that's been getting in your way. Okay. If you don't have clients now and you're selling things for low ticket, you already know that's not the answer. I can tell you that. All right. Carla says, know and value your worth. Absolutely. All right. And here's number 10. Number 10 is big though. Okay. Number 10 is like a run-on sentence, and that's it. All right. And number 10 is how to hit 20K or more a month with only one offer. Here's number 10. Okay. Oh, this is so good. It's a run-on sentence. So, okay. You only need these things, right, in order for you to hit 20K or more. You only need to first grow your mindset. See, the reason that people charge minimal, okay, they don't stand in their value, they don't work with the right people, is because of their own beliefs, okay? And so if you want to attract a different audience, the secret is attract a different you. Be the person that attracts, right? Be the person that attracts what you want. So if you're not attracting the people that you want, work on you being that person that can attract what you want. Okay, what do I mean? Okay, all right. I know this sounds deeper than it is. So let's just relate this to dating. Okay, relate this to dating. All right, so let's say you realize that, you wanted to change how you were looking, and you decided to work on your what your wardrobe looked like, maybe work on your makeup, maybe work on your walk, right? You invested in you, so you showed up differently, and it became a part of you, right? So do you understand? And then as a result of that, now you walk in a room and folks say, "Who is that?" Well, it had to do with you making an investment, right, in yourself, right? Same thing is true as it relates to your audience. I just want to kind of give you something that could relate, okay? As if you're attracting the wrong people who don't want to buy from you, you need to understand that you're probably attracting yourself. Now that's kind of tough, right? But imagine that you want people to buy from you something at a high level, but you don't invest at a high level in yourself. Just saying. Okay. All right. The other thing that you only need to grow is you need to leverage your business model. You got to understand that if you want to hit 20K or more a month, you got to have a different business model. And that is one of the biggest things that gets in the way for people who want to hit 20K or more a month, okay, is that their business model is not one that is based on a time-rich model. It's usually based on a hustle and grind model. It's usually based on trading time for dollars. So if you want to have 20K or more months, you've got to leverage. It's got to be a part of that business model. And if it's not, it is the reason why you're not where you want to be yet. Are we clear? All right. And you also need to know how to leverage your relationships. Leverage your relationships. And what I mean by that is not all relationships are the same. So I believe that we should hang out with people our own ambition level and above. And I think that one of the biggest things that gets in the way is that when we hang out with people our own ambition level and below, ask yourself right now, who are the 5 people that you spend the most time with? and then write down what you think their income is and take an average. Well, that's likely what your income is. Okay. So the deal is that you want to hang around people your own ambition level and above. Okay. People who grow you, people who speak another language. That's what I always say. In our community, it's something that I have an appetite for. My clients do also. They love being around other women just like them. They call those women giants. And you want to be around people who are giant. Here's the thing. When you're around people who are doing more than what you are, they'll grow you. They'll grow your comprehension 30% just by being in the room, listening to what they're talking about. They're talking about things you haven't done yet, but they're not talking about things that you can't do. See, you can do what someone does if you know what they know. But if you never make investments to get inside of the room to be where they are, it's the reason why you don't know what they know. It's that simple. Okay. So we're not talking about ability. We're not talking about skill. We're not even talking about a club you can't have access to. You get to decide, right, what you want to have available to you. That makes sense? All right. I'm breaking this all the way down. And leverage your audience. Okay. One of the things that's really important is to understand that your audience has the ability to share, right, the kind of value and transformation that you create if you truly create it. And in my opinion, that's the greatest way to get your message out there, right, is through sharing, right? So the reason so many of us love these social platforms is for a simple reason. One, because of engagement. Two, because of the likes, the hearts, the shares, because that is how you leverage an audience. So you got to make sure that when you're on these platforms and you're using them, that you use them appropriately. And I appreciate those of you who, you guys are always so great, in terms of interaction, but those of you who share, those of you who, tell somebody else about this particular broadcast because they know it will help them. That's called leveraging your audience. I just taught you. All right. And then the last thing I want you to know is you've got to deliver the results you promise. So here's the thing about business, and I've been in business for 17 years. And this is why I told you don't need a website. You're not known by a website. Not one person could tell me what my website looked like back 15 years ago, 17 years ago, because you don't know, and it was irrelevant. But what you're known for 17 years later, and I can take this to the bank, you're known for the results you provide. You're known for your transformation. Yeah, that's what you're known by. So the thing that you've got to keep in mind is that everything else is irrelevant, right? Like literally, when you're in business, your responsibility is to create results. And your personal responsibility is to figure out what are the results that you can create for others, right? And that's what you package yourself at the highest level. That's what I have for you today. If I can support you in any way, obviously let me know. And I'm super excited. You can always inbox us. We'll get right back to you. We'll send you to one of our webinars if that's something that's of interest as a first step. But I want to know your aha, your takeaway today. Did you get value? Okay, from being here. Linda writes, standing in my value. Yes, awesome. I want to hear one aha or one takeaway that you have for me. I told you this is going to be a great live. And I talked today about, how to hit $20,000 a month with only one offer. And I talked about it from a perspective that likely you haven't heard before. That was my goal. Right. So any ahas or any takeaways as a result of being here today. And I want you to know I appreciate you for being here because you could have been anywhere, right? But you decided to be here. And I take that very seriously. So Dawn, just inbox me here on Facebook, inbox us, and we'll send over to you the link for my webinar. That's the first step. It's free. It's free. And you'll have an opportunity to see how I teach you how to package your knowledge as a high ticket offering, right? So, and if that resonates, then you'll know like, okay, I like it. I want to know more, right? So that would be a great first step for you for sure. All right. And I'm so glad that you're here. What aha? I know somebody's got an aha takeaway. And if you're watching the replay, I want to hear it. Okay. I want you to post it here. Okay. So Don writes, don't want to trade time for dollars. So that was your biggest aha. That's a big one, right? Not wanting to trade time for dollars. And because time is precious. Adelaide, hey there, darling. The people you associate with will make a difference in your life. Isn't it the truth? Right? Think about it. Like, and you just said yes, and you just stepped into the giant circle. You'll be on your first call this Tuesday. How cool is that? And I can tell you that you're going to hear some things that you didn't know to ask from women who are doing things that maybe are 5 steps, 10 steps, 20 steps ahead of you. Great. That's the right room. Okay. That's always. Sheila says, takeaway, do business like people who make money and not like those who do not. Exactly. So the thing is, you want to think about the models, because the money is always in the model. It's not just money for the sake of money. A lot of people make a lot of money, but it's funny because like my friends who are surgeons, we like all laugh about this, right? Because I'm very free. I'm free, but I make a generous income, like a specialist. Okay, so they do what they love, and I do what I love. We just do it differently. You hang around people who are doing right, living in a way that's congruent with how you want to live, and learn from them. And I think that's one of the biggest examples. Maria says, interested. Maria, inbox me, and we'll get that over to you. The link for the webinar. It's how to package, position, and price your knowledge. It's about 45 minutes, and you'll get tremendous value there. Okay, Carla. Hey there, darling. I'm so glad. I love the fist bumps. Hey, Adelaide. So Linda says, lots of aha moments for me, but knowing your value and you're interested. So you already know, right? The inbox, right? Just inbox me. And then when I get off here, I'll actually send that link over to you guys personally, so that you get that. But you'll see the webinar, you'll see for yourself, what resonates, and if it resonates, right? And then we can move on from there. But nothing's sold. Okay. So you know that it's just value there. Okay. Any other ahas, any other takeaways, anything else? Is there anything that you had a question about that related to this particular live that I didn't answer, that you thought, yeah, I would have liked to have known this one thing, right? That I didn't answer here, right? And Carla says, I'm going to email you this weekend. Awesome, Carla. I'm so excited. I'm waiting for you anyway. You're amazing. So I hope you got value. It's an unconventional message, but it's important. And sometimes we think that a message has to be like, I don't know. Sometimes it's the simple things, sometimes it's the simple things. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's this thing that's lying right there in front of you that can make all the difference. And I wanted tonight to just come on and just pull back the layers, because I know if you know these things, it can make all the difference, even in terms of how you approach how you're doing your business, right? So, okay. So I love you. Okay. I appreciate you. And I'm so glad that you joined me tonight. I appreciate you. And like I said, you could have been anywhere. I look forward to talking to you soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.